Here's why starting an OnlyFans was the worst decision I made in my life.
I don't like clowns.
Heard them being called terrorists. We heard them being called drug dealers. We heard a lot of insults. We heard that they're a threat to our national security. And that's a flat-out lie. You want to know who the real threat is, Madam President?
You have. Yes, you have.
I'll give you a hint. They don't look like our chief author. They don't look like the folks up in the gallery. They don't look like the folks out in the rotunda. They look like many of the members that sit in the front.
Well, to have these fucks stop talking shit about us
In our own backyard.
And you don't have to take my word for it. According to DHS, Madam President, the greatest domestic threat facing the United States comes from, quote, racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, specifically those who advocate for the superiority of the white race. Not our immigrants. We are safer and we're better off because of them.
In what reality?
They're all the rage in Europe. Look, if I wanted smoke blowing up my ass.
My platform is that every single person should have housing. And I think faced with these two options, the system has hundreds of thousands of people unhoused, right? For what? And if there was any system that could guarantee each person housing, whether you call it the abolition of private property or you call it, just a statewide housing guarantee, it is preferable to what is going on right now. Mm-hmm. And I think that people try and play like gotcha games about these kinds of things. And it's like, look, I care more about whether somebody has a home.
When I was an extremist, Islamist, fundamentalist, I would only vote left.
Why is that?
I saw them as very stupid. I would fear the conservatives because they come with principle. That's not someone they can brainwash. But the left, I know they have no values and no principles to begin with.
You can't handle the truth.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Probably a bear.
A bear. Because I'm scared of men.
Man is scary. Definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there.
With a bear.
What I've heard about bears, they don't always attack you, right? Unless you with them. So maybe a bear.
I saw them as very stupid.
Mother with a harrowing survival story. She was attacked by a black bear. This is not the first suburban bear attack, as we know.
Two large bears ran right up along the screen, and I could hear they were running. That bear came charging and then grabbed my head and started dragging me towards the woods. I could just, those teeth were just digging into my skull.
Yeah, what are you doing?
My leg day warm up?
No, don't give me that bullshit. I know you know what you're doing. So actually,
A leg day warm up?
no, you're not doing something. You realize you're actually responding to throws. You're actually responding to throws.
Are you pointing at me?
Yeah.
Dog!
This is fucking ridiculous. Don't come to my gym and do this shit. You can come online, man. Don't fucking do this to someone. Don't fucking.
I know they have no values and no principles to begin with.
Here's why starting an OnlyFans was the worst decision I made in my life. I did not realize that I was literally selling parts of my soul and the money could have never made it worth it. I just wish that someone would have warned me and told me that I was going to be later experiencing PTSD from the trauma and the experiences that I was subjecting myself to.
She couldn't help herself.
On a daily basis. Did not know that I would later need to be in trauma counseling. It brought me into way darker places than I ever could have imagined.
Who would have thought?
You dance with the devil don't change.
And I never want to go back there. I wish I could go back in time to who I was before I started doing all that stuff and just tell myself that the money is not worth it. Keep your happiness. And that's all I want to tell any girl who's thinking about starting an account. I just hope I can save even just one girl from going through the pain and the trauma that I am now going through because I subjected myself to that for the last.
She regrets.
There's no money.
If men didn't exist, there'd be no war, there'd be fewer crimes, there'd be less violence, there'd be fewer billionaires.
It strikes me as funny that the majority of individuals that make this type of content that think that the world would be so much better without men are obviously not students of history or the human condition.
There'd be less homelessness, there'd be equal pay, there'd be less oppression, there'd be less poverty, there'd be universal health care. All the money used to fund the military would instead contribute to free education.
Sadly, it is often the most uninformed individuals that often speak the loudest.
And affordable housing, livable wages, and environmental efforts. Period products would be free, there'd be no need for birth control and all of its side effects, there'd be no need for women's rights or Me Too movements.
It's amazing how blind a person can be when they actually believe that men are the root of all evil, and seemingly, they don't think that women can do any wrong.
There'd be no abortion debate, toilet seats would never be left up, there'd be more self-love, there'd be less body shaming.
What? More self-love and less body shaming if men didn't exist? Yeah, it doesn't seem like they've experienced much of reality because in my experience, it's usually women that do the most of that, not men. But again, let's go on.
The world in general would be safer, cleaner, and more comfortable. Land would be shared, not stolen. There'd be less hate, and there'd be less fear. Let me know if I missed anything, and try telling me that I'm wrong.
A person doesn't really actually have to try that hard to point out how egregiously incorrect it is to say that half of the human population does all the wrong while the other half can do nothing wrong. I'll just leave that there.
Thank you, dear.
It is a messed up world.